Most people don't realize Alzheimer's disease doesn't start the day you forget where you parked. It starts years earlier, with signs so subtle your brain almost seems normal. And here's the frightening part. By the time most people get diagnosed, up to 40% of the brain's memory-related cells may already be damaged. So, if you're over 60 or you love someone who is, stay right here, because what you're about to hear could genuinely change what happens next. Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia, accounting for 60 to 80% of all dementia cases worldwide. It is a progressive neurological disorder where the brain's nerve cells, called neurons, slowly stop communicating and begin to die. The first area hit is almost always the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for forming new memories. That's why the earliest symptom isn't confusion or personality change. It's forgetting things you just learned. A conversation from an hour ago. A name you were just told, misplacing everyday objects not once, but repeatedly, with no memory of where you left them. This is not normal aging. Normal aging means it takes longer to recall something. Alzheimer's means you may never recall it at all. What makes Alzheimer's so easy to miss in the early stage is that people often compensate naturally. They write more notes, rely on family, avoid situations where the memory gap might show. But as the disease progresses into its middle stage, which can last many years, the warning signs become harder to hide. People begin struggling with tasks that require planning or problem solving, like following a recipe, managing finances, or keeping track of monthly bills. They get disoriented in familiar places, sometimes not recognizing the street they've lived on for decades. Word-finding problems become frustrating and frequent. A person might call a watch the thing that tells time, because the right word simply won't come. Mood and personality shifts are also common here. Increasing anxiety, suspicion, withdrawal from hobbies and social situations, and sometimes sudden mood swings that seem to come out of nowhere. These changes aren't stubbornness or bad attitude. They are neurological, and they deserve compassion, not frustration. Researchers have identified several factors that appear to raise the risk of developing Alzheimer's after 60. Age is the single biggest one. The risk roughly doubles every 5 years after 65. Genetics plays a role too, particularly a gene variant called APOE-E4, though carrying it does not guarantee you'll develop the disease. What's increasingly clear from research is that lifestyle factors have a powerful influence on brain health. Chronic poor sleep, especially lack of deep sleep, allows a protein called beta-amyloid to build up in the brain, and these amyloid plaques are a hallmark feature of Alzheimer's. High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, obesity, smoking, physical inactivity, and prolonged social isolation have all been linked to elevated risk. The brain is not separate from your cardiovascular health. What damages your heart tends to damage your brain, often silently over decades. Here's what the emerging science is telling us that actually offers real hope. Certain habits appear to meaningfully lower Alzheimer's risk, and it's not about expensive supplements. Regular aerobic exercise, even brisk walking 30 minutes most days, has shown in multiple studies to reduce brain shrinkage and support new neuron growth in the hippocampus. A diet rich in vegetables, legumes, whole grains, berries, and omega-3 fats, such as the Mediterranean or MIND diet, has been associated with slower cognitive decline in large observational studies. Mentally stimulating activities, learning a new language, playing an instrument, solving problems, reading, build what researchers call cognitive reserve, essentially extra neural pathways your brain can fall back on if some are damaged. And social connection, perhaps the most underrated factor of all, has been shown to protect brain function even in people with early amyloid buildup. Isolation, on the other hand, accelerates decline. The brain is a social organ. It thrives in relationship. If you or someone you care about is showing early signs, persistent memory gaps, confusion with time or place, repeated questions, trouble with familiar tasks, please don't wait for it to get worse before speaking with a doctor. Early evaluation matters because some causes of memory problems are treatable, and early intervention with Alzheimer's can help preserve quality of life longer. There is no cure yet, but there is a difference between ignoring these symptoms and acting on them, and that difference can be measured in years of clarity, connection, and independence. Your brain has been sending you signals. Now you know what to listen for.